Good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Season 2, Episode 11, with Anthony and HotFuzz and myself, which is a bit covered up at the moment. Hope everyone's okay and keeping well. And I'll say, first of all, hello to Fuzzy and Anthony. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing okay. I've recovered a little bit from the result. Tony's hiding his face because some rats drew makeup on his face, and now he looks a little bit like Voldemort. So he has to cover things up a little bit. But the meanwhile, I hear there's a plastic surgeon who will be able to fix his woes when he gets back in the country.
Oh, yeah.
And how are you, Anthony?
I'm not too bad, Tim. Just taking each day it comes is good. And just chatting back, before the show goes on backstage, we're talking about obviously slingers and dodgy blue jobs that's been going on in Croatia. So it's good. By the way, Tim, how are you? Was it protected?
No, lucky enough it wasn't, but yeah, not good, mate. Not good at all.
Okay.
Just like I said, when you feel like you've been beaten around with a load of 2x4s by a bunch of blokes, just a little bit like that at the moment. So yeah, all good fun. Okay. But as always, let's just say hello to the people in the chat. First of all is Pepsi. Good evening, Pepsi, everyone. Good evening, Pepsi. Also to Matt as well. Pepsi on the panel, and they're hello to each other. Thanks. Wasn't sure if tonight was going ahead or not. I didn't see anything saying otherwise. Yeah, apologies for the delay in getting things sorted out, but the internet is not exactly great here at all. And good evening to King McKill. You must be very happy with last night's result. And as always, Lawrence, good afternoon from Lexington, Kentucky. Hope you're keeping well, Lawrence. Coming your irons. Evening, Terry.
We're winning the Champions League.
We'll come to that. Wasn't sure if Tony's running from the law. Always. Man. All West Ham fans in the dark. Yeah. Can't afford the 50 pence in the meter. Pepsi, Lawrence, Samuel Chava. Big up E. Ross. Big up John Cena and the crew. Hope you're keeping well. Oi, happy Matt. Hope you're keeping well as well. Good to see you. Thank you very much for that as well. And Matt saying a fuck's injury for your dodgy internet, Tony. Yeah, tell me about it. Happy evening, Jez. Arsenal history more. Evening, your Roggins. Hope you're good, mate. I understand you had a show on earlier with Kenny, Anthony, and Aaron. It sounded like it was a good one.
Yeah.
So good to see that as well. I said no joke.
Oh,
so, should we start? Well, I said it's going to be a bit of a short one. Everyone on the watching us, we're going to do roughly about an hour, if that. And basically, with the score predictors, what we're going to ask for, if you can do the same as last week, just send your things into the community chat or over on Insta or whatever, and we can get them added on to there. But we will kind of show you the table as it stands shortly. There'll be some ups and downs, some movements going on, so it's been good in that respect. So, you must be quite happy, Anthony, where your team's playing at the moment.
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, I watched the last night's Champions League game. 2-0 in the first half. I thought the first half was absolutely brilliant. We played pretty good, exciting football, good attacking as well. Second half, we seem to have dipped up a bit within the second half. I mean, PSG beat the floor twice, didn't they? So they could have quite easily pulled it back to 2-2. There was a shout for a penalty appeal. Obviously, cauliflower, Calafiori. Now, obviously, handball, ball to hand, whatever it is you want to call it. But it went to VAR, and they actually, I think they actually got it right. Tim, I'm not going to be biased towards my own team. I don't think it was anything deliberate in it. So, they made the right call, and obviously the game just continued on as it did, as normal as well. So, but yeah, apart from that, I'm really impressed with the win.
Definitely. Just wanted to reply to Lawrence. No worries, Lawrence. Thanks for that. And also evening to the McManus game as well. Evening all.
McManus.
Yeah, McManus.
Well, West Ham managed to salvage a point. I'll say Souček managed to salvage a point for West Ham on the weekend. I said to these guys before when he first came in, Lopetegui, and that the jury's out for me. And considering all the players we've signed, I don't know. It's not exactly great to watch at the moment, and I don't know what the hell is going on at the club. Where we're going to be heading, what he's going to decide to do. Has he got the passion for it? Who knows? I just don't know.
Southgate's waiting in the wings. Anthony's going to just be milking this up, right? It's a rat race. So who's going to sink their club to the Championship ultimately first? West Ham or Man United? Because that's literally the decision. It's a political decision. You sign Southgate, that's it. Championship football for you. Well, we will get relegated if he comes to Man United. We will.
Because Pepsi's saying Ten Hag out on Monday and Southgate on Tuesday.
Oh, they're desperate for it. They are desperate for it. They're hoping.
And I'm coming for you in the FPL, the mighty Lawrence's Hams.
Listen, you just got to look, Lawrence. Who's number one? Who's top of that league? That's it. On top of that league. Fuzzy. I got to be honest with you. You're shit. I can't. But look, the whole season's go yet, Buzz. There's all season's go yet.
Yeah. So you might be number one, but let's not forget. So were Arsenal. For 93% of the season.
I know. It's just to rub salt in the wounds, Buzz. I mean, not being funny. I'm not going to say my son because he's sick or fifth or something like that. But my missus is in that league, and she's above you. So it's like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, well, I think we all know that with predictors, it's all about a luck of the draw. And I'm pretty sure my own mother, who hates football 99.999% of the time, would be above me in the tables because she would probably be predicting on which team's kit looks nicer, and she'd still accumulate more points than me.
Yeah.
So I like that team. They've got blue kits. That's a very nice blue. And the football player looks handsome, or he looks like he smells nice or something. Seriously, she actually looks at Harry Kane and thinks, "Oh, he looks like he smells nice." What are you on about? Let me sniff the TV screen.
That's enough talking about Tom. What on the football side of things?
McManus is saying, Tony, what's the deal with West Ham? Signed all these players and don't seem any better off. Not having a dig, by the way. Just haven't seen any progress from your boys. Yeah, I don't know. It seems right because I've just seen Ex-Benatron coming in, and also good evening to yourself as well as always. Evening, gents. It's still early doors. Cheer up, mate. If we're still looking like this in a month or so, I'll be worried. Not yet. Yeah, I do get that. I mean, I think it's just the case of I know he's got players to blend in and gels as a unit, but I suppose you just want to see some kind of form of progress. But it's still early, as you said. I think there's a chance we can turn things around. It's just obviously you know the thing, when things don't go with you, it never seems to go with you whatsoever, and everyone kind of puts doom and gloom. But look, there's plenty of time to turn things around, get points. I mean, the main thing when you look at it, at least we are getting some points, and we've got a manager that shows a bit of passion. Unfortunately, my colleague to my left, or he's right, with Ten Hag, it's not looking good there at all. Basically, happy remember Loppy has not shown any kind of strategies, tactics, ideas. Subs are freaking weird. Lineups are way off. This is not what West Ham fans wished for. Yeah, I mean, Matt's obviously put here, I want Potter over Southgate if Loppy gets the chop. I don't think he will do. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it'll happen at that stage. No chemistry in the offensive front end. Defence played better. Well, I think this is one thing we always said, isn't it? We needed to see. I mean, full crew, that's fair enough, but we still needed to get another striker and someone that's actually going to, guarantee get you some goals. Just like Arsenal. Arsenal needed something like that. They haven't exactly got it, but they're scoring from other areas, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, we got joint top goal scorers, which is Kai Havertz on 3 league goals, and Gabriel, our centre back, is on 3 goals, and they're both our top goal scorers. So it does make you think in that way, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? But the goals are coming from somewhere, and that's the good side of things. But I would prefer it be like up there, like obviously within the attacking position, the area there. So
I'll tell you what, though, forget Real Madrid's going after Saliba or Gabriel or something. They're going to go after your set piece coach. It's like your set piece coach up.
Yeah. He was being my man, so I read that.
Yeah, see, he's coming for you. Yeah, this other Anthony.
No, that's got nothing to do. I keep saying this. That has got nothing to do with me. I don't know why, but somebody's done something there, and I don't know what it is. My team is at the top.
Do you notice that, Fuzzy? He jumped really quickly as soon as he mentioned that bit came in, and that he was defensive straight away. What was that all about?
That's a good sign. If you're in that, that's good. If you're hesitating, you that's where the guilt comes in.
I think we all know it's in Anthony's case, it's guilty until proven innocent. To the dungeons with you.
He's dodgy, isn't it? He's on the show. He's not showing his face. All yours. What's going on here?
Exponential saying, "This is the old West Ham we all know and love. Been through worse. We'll be fine and we'll move on." Well, that looks like nothing's going to be truly different until Sullivan fucks off anybody. This is true. I mean, hopefully, as Colin was saying, he's got some context. Reckon that they're saying it could be moving, but we want to see that happening. Nothing's happening so far.
No. I think he will go to, and I think he will leave, but unfortunately, I don't think it'll be this season. The players you've got, you've made some good signings, but those players that you've got, that is a job for Potter. I believe only Potter can actually sort that team out. Honestly.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I mean, I think let's give him his chance. I think he's got the potential to do something. I mean, he's no Lou McCarthy, put it that way, because that didn't last long at all. But I think Lopetegui's got more chance of seeing more on there. But unfortunately, the avatar that Exponential's got on there, Alvarez, and that I don't mind a player getting stuck in, but getting sent off for the wrong reasons sometimes is not good. You want to make sure you're fighting for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could always be worse. Could end up getting Ten Hag come in to replace Lopetegui.
Yeah, look, I mean, Matt's saying he'd give him the usual 10 to 15 games and see where we are, and he was right as well. It's going to take time. Of course it is. You sign as many players as that, it's not going to happen overnight. I think we will see something come good of it.
No, but listen, we talk about Sean Dyche, the other manager, the Everton manager, and Everton. I mean, they've been scoring goals, but obviously the defending is absolutely poor, so they're conceding as well as scoring. But I look at it and I think to myself, his job, he's trained on thin ice, but did he last longer in his job compared to obviously Tin Hag and Lopetegui? I don't know. I think he could. I think he could last longer than your two managers. To be honest with you.
I think it's Daichi always seems to pull something out of the bag, doesn't he, at the last minute sometimes. But
Yeah.
Look, they got the result, didn't they, of the weekend? So,
Yeah.
and I must admit, going by your comments, you said to me, Anthony, we put in our little chat. I think I fared better than you actually on the points this weekend.
Oh, you got more points than me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I scored what? I think I got 62, 63 points this weekend.
Yeah, but you got some scores wrong as well, so you've had some minuses.
Oh, sorry, you want to make a prediction? Oh, sorry, I thought you were on about the fantasy football.
No, the predictor, mate, the predictor.
Right.
Yeah, he was saying a couple of seasons ago we couldn't buy a set piece goal. A goal is a goal. I'll take set piece goals all day long if it means winning. True, a goal is a goal. Big up, Aaron. Big up, gents.
Big up, Aaron.
Big up, Aaron.
Pepsi saying at half time, Villa 0, Bayern 0. It's a clusterfuck. We get in there. Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 4. Yeah, true happy Emirate. I said anyone was better than Moyes other than Mousegate, for fuck's sake. Didn't see this coming. Yeah. Early times, isn't it? Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, James. Good evening, ladies and gents.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers for I got the Arsenal Saturday and then early Sunday, mate. Kids are buzzing. Oh, yeah, because I see he's off to Portugal. I'll just see there, yeah.
Yeah, he's off to Portugal, Aaron. You know, big up to him. Do you know what? Quick question. Lucky. Aaron's live with his. Does it look like he's got lip here? It looks on his stream that he got. He mentioned it. I think he did mention it, and I didn't notice, but when he mentioned it, he said it looks like I've got bloody lips because the lighting in his room apparently reflects back off his screen, and it makes him his lips look like he's got lipstick on. So he tooled up.
Well, don't forget. Remember, he's supposed to have learnt from Jez. So if he's getting them kind of recommendations to how to look good on the screen,
yeah. You're telling me that Aaron's got a makeup chair that he sits in for about 3 hours before he goes online?
Yes, he's getting it all done. You get all slapped on and all that. You know, got the foundation and, you know, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then the other day, I was watching Bez's show and he come out and he said that he actually dressed up his, he went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show and he had to dress up for it. And he had to have his legs waxed. So that was, and Jez literally come out and said that on his show, and I was very surprised. So obviously you can imagine the comments that was coming in after he said that sort of thing.
Well, I suppose whatever they do in Portugal and that, he's getting himself prepared. He could be that. I don't know. Maybe it's that. FPL, who kept in Palmer last week?
To be fair, I do think there's a lot of wax legs in Portugal. A lot of wax legs. It's hard not to notice.
Evening, Richard. Hello, lads. Hope all is good with you. Half time, Ant, Bristol City, Neil, Sheffield Wednesday, Neil, load of shite. People playing up front and left back on right wing. Manning, please fuck off to West. Oi, get out of it.
Yeah, Manning be free. Yeah, definitely. You know.
Right, I'm sure the match and the vacation. That's good. Evening, Colin. Two sides of the pitch podcast. Nice work, fellas. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Good to see you on here as well. Arsenal beat Southampton 5-0. Yeah, I think there's going to be some goals coming in that game.
Yeah.
Aaron's laughing at what you said, obviously. Have a lovely Ollie Bobs. They're saying hello to each other. And it's got hold of the proper X-rated stuff.
Yeah.
Got to put my face on.
Yeah, you've got to put his face on.
That's why you can't see my face at the moment.
Oh my god, no, don't, Please don't.
Don't go there.
The only way to describe it is if you actually seen the film RoboCop and that guy gets all that toxic all over it. I was like, Tony, you're right, mate. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. You know,
I'll buy that for $1. That's the
I'll
one.
buy that first.
Jose, good evening to yourself, mate. Good evening, lads. Hope you're all healthy. Not really, mate, but I hope you are anyway. Good to see you, mate. And as you said here, Sunday would have been a belt. It would have been, mate. Yeah, but yeah, sorry about that. Apologies. Big up to AFC always. Tony Anthony Hot Fuzz. Big up. That Arsenal win was greasy. Then this is Barfield God.
Oh, God.
Don't tell the feds how you know that. AFC. They'll come for you.
I look right with some profit.
Yeah. Evening, Wurzel Herbert. Evening, Bristol Rovers
No, my
fans.
team's on now. I'm watching them in the background. They got Sheffield Wednesday. Bristol City versus Sheffield Wednesday. 0-0.
And Jez looked good in the Basque and fishnets.
Yeah, he had the black stockings. You know the what they call the lace ones.
I don't know, but I like the way you know how the pattern goes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, seen a lot of films, seen a lot of movies.
So is that normal movies or adult movies?
It could be,
They're normal movies. Normal movies.
Big up Wolfang Division. Hope you're keeping well, mate. It's good to see you on the road to recovery as well, Si. Sorry you was in hospital for a little while on that, but good to see you're doing well now, mate. That's brilliant.
Oh, damn.
James saying, great win, great performance versus PSG. Anthony, you must be happy. Apparently, kudos was at the game being primed by Arteta.
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah, it was a great win and a good performance. Second half is like what I touched on was a bit flat but for me, but you know, we got the win and that's what it is. Hopefully we can get more wins and go into the round of 16.
Brentford 2, Wolves 2. Two funny teams. They never know what they're going to do. And they're saying hello to each other. Arsenal playing well without Odegaard. Well, I've said that all along. He's bang average, but you know, it just proved the point.
No, I think what Arsenal are doing is sort of finding a way to play very stable football and not look like they're just falling apart at the seams. Play straightforward football. American Pie, Wolfie. Yeah, it just looks like Arsenal have sort of gone back to basics with a few things. I think defensively, just making themselves harder to beat, and then just essentially in the attacking side of things, keeping things a little bit more simple. The fact that their whole front line is essentially out of form, but they're still finding ways to get through games and win. It's making the most of the rest of the team systematically and reaping the rewards for it.
I know it's early doors, but looking at Arsenal at the moment, and I know we're still early into the season, but Anthony, honestly, how do you think this team will end up at the end of the season?
I think it depends on the signings that we've done in the window. I mean, Calafiori's coming on leaps and bounds. You know, he's been good. There's an actual debate that if Calafiori cements the left back position, is Timber going to cement the right? I mean, obviously over Ben White. Don't get me wrong, we know Ben White's injured at the minute, but if that's the case, it's a good thing because me and Jez and I've even talked about on this show and on something like Takeaway Show, it's nice to see that competition is going on in each position. I think that's you need that as a team.
Definitely.
You know? So obviously, it's going to be an interesting one who gets that right back position. There's one thing that I just want to touch on too in that PSG. It was actually nice to see our new signing come on and play for the last 20 minutes of the game. Marino, I can't judge him on the 20 minutes, but when he come on, he didn't look that bad. You're just putting around the pitch, passing the ball, and that sort of thing. So it's good news that he's come back. I mean, especially in our midfield, as you know, we're still weak in that midfield.
Yeah.
But
It's been a long time coming for you guys, isn't it, to have that kind of competition?
definitely, and also you've touched on it as well with Odegaard being out injured. I've had that sort of injury as well with my, ligaments and all that. I was in plaster for only 3 months with my ligament damage. So if he's going to be in plaster for 3 months, then you've got to get yourself fit and back into the game, ease your way back into it.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, I think you might not be seeing Odegaard until around about Christmas time, December, most probably January, I guess.
Cheer up a bit, Tone. 4-time West Ham ladies 6, Portsmouth ladies 1. That's not bad for us. That's good to see. About time. Leicester City 1.1 top. Cheers. James saying, Hot Fuzz, you must be happy after that disaster show versus Spurs.
Yeah.
If I was a Manchester City fan, probably. But literally, that result made me ill. Literally made me ill. But yeah, it's a case that it's just like, I get it when people say, well, with the manager situation, you sack Ten Hag, you get someone else in. Does the situation actually get better? Does it actually get better, though? Because when you think about how cancerous the situation at the club is with the players and the coaching staff and everything, apparently Benny McCarthy's come out and said that there are players in that squad that deliberately don't try. So it's like, well, if that's at all the case, it doesn't matter who's in charge. Those players will not try to perform regardless. So weed them out and get rid of them is the only way you can even remotely start to begin fixing things. But it really does depend on whether, sacking the manager right now to get someone else in to stabilize things, which I think is probably the only logical thing, because you look at the way his management style is, he's not changing for anybody. And the fact is that it will be damaged reputation by the time you get rid of those players. So have a manager in place whose reputation isn't so damaged, that players are still sort of like, yeah, we're still on side with him. Weed out the toxic people, kick them out the club, and then it should keep the situation from becoming toxic so quick. And if you ever need to sack a manager again, you're not doing it after 2-3 years. You probably end up doing it 5, 6, 7 years down the line.
I mean, I didn't see the game, but was Spurs that good, or was it just a case of Man United that bad?
A bit of both. I think Spurs played fairly well, but the team that they had, they didn't even have Heung-min Son. I wasn't even in the matchday squad. The fact that Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner, and bloody Dominic Solanke could have put 8 past us. That front three, who probably would struggle to put 2 or 3 past the bottom 3 in this league. Wow. It makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder just how bad Manchester United had to be to allow that to be a possibility. It's like it easily, like Liverpool beating us 7-0 at Anfield was bad. This was worse. Wow. Somehow it was worse.
Was there I see something on Twitter. What's his name? Fernandes. Should he have been sent off? Was there something about sending off?
Well, you could say that, yeah. It's probably like a yes and no. Like, I think with all things considered, probably a 50-50. They've managed to actually win the appeal and get the red card overturned, which is a bit of a weird one to me, because VAR actually looked at it, reviewed it, and said, yes, that is a red card. But then the FA have come out and said, well, we've appealed it and we decided, actually, never mind, it's not. So where's the integrity gone then? By sticking by a decision and saying no flat out, by the letter of the law. The referee made the decision. VAR agreed. The FA suddenly, nah, we don't.
Wow.
What's
that about?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, some of us are actually kind of depressed that he's got the red card rescinded. He's just going to be back in the team when we kind of want him to stay out of the team for a while. I want to see what other midfield combinations we can do that perhaps would play better. But nope. He'll probably be captaining us against Porto, and then tomorrow, and then against Villa on the weekend. So yeah, it's long. It's very, very long.
No, you've got another Man United guy here in Mr. Joshy J. Big up Early Doors Football TV and the chat and the panel. Hope you're well. Smash the like button. Thank you much, Mr. Joshy J. Hope you're keeping more yourself.
Joshy J.
So Aaron saying the sooner you get a new manager in, the quicker he can settle in the squad and implement his ideas.
A little bit less complexity in the tactics, I have to say, because Ten Hag has probably got like a tactic guidelines book that's thicker than the Quran. Probably spend more time trying to read through that than it would take you as an English person only speaking English, reading the Quran's Arabic text and trying to understand it. Like, it is ridiculous how complicated his strategies are. So someone who's a bit more straightforward, got a bit of the street smarts about him, and is actually proactive.
Wow. I mean, Matt saying here that Mick van der Veen is like a Ferrari. Geez, that run was immense. I've heard Spurs fans saying how quick this bloke is as a defender.
We all knew he was really quick. He's probably one of, if not the quickest centre back in the league, I think, covering like long distance. I don't know if he's the quickest off the mark, but
no one beat Zuma, mate.
No one beat Per Mertesacker. All he had to do to beat the runner is just basically trip over on the halfway line, and his head would land in his own box.
Sounds like that Zuma. He's like a Ferrari, that guy on the pitch.
Exactly. Yeah, one's been left in the desert for months. That usual one. Evening, Dale. Hope you. Good morning, afternoon to yourself. Fernandez could do one. Yeah, Man United were terrible. Evening, Mama Flossie. Evening, all.
Yeah, Mama.
And they sound like to each other as always. I mean, looking at our score predictions, apart from one person, in the predictions, the first game, the Newcastle City game, all of us got it wrong, apart from one person, and that was James Lamprey. James actually got it correct. He got the correct score.
Inside job, cheating.
Yeah, Jones coming out with the scoreline already for some of the games already on there. Yeah, because we've got Ipswich at home. That should be an interesting game. We all got that one wrong as well on the Villa game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is rapid error. Per Bolt Mertesacker was a bullet.
Oh, definitely. Oh, he was like a bad long legs going up the wall, like when he was dragged. Do you know what I mean? When you seen him running down the pitch, he was like that.
Yeah, you did, James. You were the only one who got it right on that first opening game. Which is put October the 26th, West Ham versus Man United. I'm going 6-6.
Christ.
Lances have put them in there quick and early. What are they? 3-1 Liverpool, 3-0 Arsenal, 2-1 Brentford, 1-1 Leicester, 2-1 City, 3-1 the Hammers, 1-2 Newcastle, 2-1 Villa, 3-1 Chelsea, 2-2 Spuds. Everton 2, Newcastle 3.
Surprised that he only went 2-1 to Villa. I was thinking he'd probably go like 8-0 to Villa.
Yeah, because what we've got coming up here, these are the games, aren't they, for week 7? Yeah, so you've got them: Palace, Liverpool, Arsenal, Southampton, Brentford, Wolves, Leicester, Bournemouth, City versus Fulham, and these are all kind of late kickoffs on Saturday as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
I do believe, or is it? Maybe I'm wrong. City, that's Fulham, West Ham, Ipswich, Everton, Newcastle, Villa, then Man United, Chelsea, Forest, Brighton, Spurs. So, do you want to see the table where we stand at the moment?
Go on then.
Get the painful bit out of the way.
So what you're telling me, my brother is above
Oh.
me.
Your brother is above you by a point.
Well, he's
I've
a
moved up
wanker.
to 9th. Would you look at that? I'm in the top 10. I'm
Yeah.
one position away from qualifying for the next round, the knockout stages, top 8 Champions League format, baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got some no movers. Daz has moved up. Michael Chelsea's moved up as well. Lawrence has moved up. DJ Crane's moved up. Yep, and as you said,
I'll tell you what it is, though. I'm probably overtaking all the people who haven't predicted in like several weeks. All the people that have only used 1 week to predict. I'm having to slowly claw everything back. Pray
So
they
yeah,
don't put in another
Rich,
prediction.
Dick, if you're still watching, Dick, you're an asshole.
Clapped.
evening, Del Boy. Hope you're keeping well. Evening, chaps.
Big up, boy.
Yeah. Matt's saying 7th. Woo! We're just saying, I'm above you, and Lawrence. Yeah, you did miss a week. Yeah, but you're still up there. You're still in there. You're creeping up. So that's the main thing. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Show the FPL table. Bear with me, let me just see if I can find that one. Let's kind of stop that one sharing there. Make sure I've got the correct one.
I've edited that FPL team once. I've not looked at it more than once.
Yeah, in the same as you there, as I must admit. Where is it now? Oh, there's it. There you go. Show that one. Yeah, Anthony's top. And Lee's dropped down.
Yeah, McManus is second.
Love that one. You're a sack of she.
Pepsi. What else is down there? Daz is there. Restored. First attempt. LTEL 20th. 23rd. Way.
25th. I've moved up. I'm out of the bottom 3. I'm not getting relegated.
And at the bottom here, you can see the real Anthony Herbert scoreline. At the bottom, you know.
I don't so. No. I'm not having that. I don't know what that is. I couldn't even tell you. I could tell you the team and you click on it and see it like anybody else could, but I don't know what's happening there.
Don't want to click on this team. You want to see all the poor choice of ball.
I'm second. You look at the points that I got. Obviously, that team come late into the league, so I couldn't tell you.
Lawrence is saying who's at the bottom. Anthony Herbert there, Lawrence. That's what it is.
No, I'm not. I'm top.
Just hide the comments. See, look at that. Bask in the glory, everyone. Anthony Herbert, block capitals. Team, watch me now. Rooted bottom. Mind the gap to 27.
Watch me now. I've never even said that saying before, so I wouldn't even call a football team that. Watch me now, so I don't know anything about that.
Mind the gap.
What you can do, Pepsi, you can put it into the community chat. Or if you want to do it through, if you want to leave it on your scores on here and that, we can find them that way. But if not, say go to the community page. You can actually put all your score lines in there if you want to. That'd be fine. I can add them all in then. How can this be? Anthony's denying it. You know, I think that's his son. That's the top, and he's at the bottom.
It's not honestly. It's not me. I don't know what that team is. I don't know how it's got in there or what. Obviously, someone's done something and he's put my name there. I don't know how it's done that, but it is definitely my team at the top. Honestly, give me some credit, Jim. I've got to be fucking good for something.
I heard your Plastians, the dog bollocks. Other than that, you know, I don't know about your score lines. Otherwise,
No, well, you know, that's. I'm distraught. I'm so distraught about the predictions. Actually, I didn't know how you jumped up another 20 odd points. Tim. You had quite a lot. You had quite a lot wrong on that weekend. I mean, pretty much we all did, didn't we?
yeah.
You know that Buzz. He's gone up by 30 points at least, so, and he's at the top, and he's like, mate, what? How did that happen?
Well, because I think I got the. Let me just see if I can find. Because I think the week before you actually there were some change arounds actually on the table.
Hmm.
Yeah, let me just show you the week before. Then you know. Because look at it then. There was some changes. So the week before, Joe went top, you was in second, I dropped down to third.
I got less points.
Yeah, because you know you've.
Oh yeah, you get the minus, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So it just proves, you know, it's not the case of being fiddled. There you go. You was actually you moved up quite significantly because last week I scored absolutely crap. So
this thing you're doing, it's like the fucking Champions League format. I can't get heads or tails of it.
I sold them the idea. That's what it was.
Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah, I actually read up on the Champions League. Apparently is the team. If you get something like you need something like 10 points to go through on one bit, and then when on the round of 16, you need the minimum of 15 points. That I was reading it today. It was how it was working out, and they said if your team from a got minimum of 15 points, then you can actually go into the round of 16. But then from the round of 16, it gets interesting because it says you need to win at least 5 of your 8 games to actually qualify to go into the quarterfinals.
All right, so hold on. Just saying, then you say you need to get 15 points.
That's from now. I'm sorry. That's basically from now to go into the. I think it's a minimum of 10 or 11 points. I read from now to go into the round of 6 because like that group you're in.
Right.
Go into the round of 16, but if you want to go from the round of 16 into the quarterfinals, you've got to win at least 5 of your 8 games because you don't play each other twice now, do you? You only play one team once. So obviously, to get into that 16, you've got to win 5 out of your 8 games, apparently.
So if you don't get them, then what happens then?
Do you know what? That's a good question because I was thinking, what happens? Do you go out the Champions League or do you dip down into the Europa League? Or what? But then again, if it's the round of 16, you've gone too far, so I take it you go out. But now with this one, I don't know. Probably if you go down into the Europa League, I'm not too sure. But they're playing roughly the same format in the Europa League as well, aren't they?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all you read one thing and then you hear another, and that so. only time would tell, depending on the point sort of thing and the goal difference and that.
Yeah, it's interesting this format to see how, if it's actually going to work or not.
I don't think it will. I think it go back to. They might leave it this season and next season, but I think it goes back to the way how it was back in the table group.
Because I think if you look at it, if it longs itself out that much, then if a team does well domestically, how are you going to get all these games in? Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to have to fit in the Champions League. Probably the Champions League games will take precedence over the domestic cups. That would be very interesting to see if that happens.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of. I think with games, I think there's going to be a lot of like games changing, like the days and time sort of thing. So obviously, which obviously can affect your games being played in the league. Obviously, instead of having something like 2 games a week, you could most probably end up playing something like 3 games in 1 week.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks like,
Good evening, Wasim. Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you as well. Yeah, Lawrence Defies. Double check with Donna. Does she believe Ant?
Actually, I reckon that's a good shout, Lawrence. I reckon that's who it could be. And I'm getting stitched up here. He's totally ignoring, is he? Do you know what I mean? Anything with Donna is like, no, not talking about it. Not interested.
We're just saying this new Champions League format is a load of bollocks. Yeah, I think it's another way for them to make money, and obviously, I don't know. Well, it just seems to be just what more TV rights than anything else.
Yeah. So, Fuzzy, question: if you get rid of ETH, would DTC come in?
DTC.
Yeah.
I know he's going with this.
On 10 colours. I did it with the films.
No, like Donna 10. Yeah.
She was asking for you the other day on Wolfie's channel. She was in there. She was in the comments asking for you. I said, "Well, he's okay. He's fine." I said, "He has missed
I'm out
you."
fighting wars. I'm fighting against the mutants, the internet mutants.
Big up to Michael Chelsea FC. Big up Tony in the panel and everyone in the chat. Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much, Michael. And I'm just seeing Mr. Joshi saying, and good achievement for yourself as well. 100 subscriber special. Well done for getting to 100 subs.
Big up, Michael. Good job.
Evening, Colin. Good to see you. Good evening, everyone, gentlemen, and everyone in the chat. Tony, mate, how do you think we'll do against Ipswich? I honestly think Ipswich will be a tough game. I'm not sure we will win. I mean, when you look at it, to get a 2-2 result against Villa, that's if you think how their season's been so far, that's a great achievement for Ipswich, especially when you know how Villa's been playing. So, yeah, I think it will be a hard game. I think we've got a chance to win the game itself, though, Colin. I think there's more chance of doing that, but we can't deny them at the end of the day because, say, Villa been scoring. There's a question here from Joan. But yeah, what do you guys think of Colin's comment there? What do you think?
Well, I just want to say good evening, Colin, and big up. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know. I mean, Ipswich. I mean, out of the 3 teams that's come up, it's them and Leicester. Obviously, it stands out because Southampton hasn't really got a chance. But I mean, you look at the way they played against Aston Villa. Obviously on the weekend, Ipswich, that was quite surprising. Nobody was out. Nobody obviously predicted that scoreline point. But
No.
I feel like. I think with Ipswich, they got that sort of like the old Wimbledon. They got that team spirit about them, and the way they play. That's how they play. It reminds me of the old Wimbledon. So it's going to be. It's not going to be an easy game for you, But if anybody can get it over the line, I think you'll get it over the line. But I mean, like a 2-1 win. You know, you just if you like, just go there, get the points, even if it's 2-1, go in, win, get out, and that's what it'd be on the weekend, personally myself. So
Yeah.
I think we've got a chance of winning. Yeah.
I think it's something we need to get under our belt. I think, you know, especially when we said earlier on how fans are kind of like divided at the moment the way the team are playing. So a game like this, there's got quite a lot of significance behind it.
Yeah.
So we're seeing. I mean, Fuzzy, what do you make of it yourself?
Yeah, I think with Ipswich, it's one of those teams again that you sort of wonder. They've got the mentality to get by well in the Premier League, but not the quality. You know, it's like with players, the players that they've got make them quite a difficult team to play against. But ultimately, all the like actual best teams, the teams in form, when you play against them, like you will see the difference in quality. But yeah, I think for West Ham's case, it does rely on you guys being, up to scratch. You're on the ball, on the money, and making everything count. Because Ipswich, they probably won't have like hundreds of chances against you. They'll probably be few and far between. But if somebody's got their shooting boots on, it's over. So I think you just got to really work on taking your chances, and just stay on top of the game, control it, keep the game away from Ipswich. I think that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
keep it away from Ipswich as much as possible.
I think you're right there. I mean, Jones putting scorelines in still. Aston Villa 1, Man United 0. Chelsea 2, Forest 1. James is saying, though, it's well organised. They were great against Villa. I think, McKenna's not a bad... He's a good manager. He's a good manager.
Yeah.
And I think they did very well to retain him, considering the interest he had over in the pre-season.
Yeah. And also that Calvin Phillips, he had a bloody good game against Villa. I mean, he was a bit of a threat. Obviously, he come off his sub sort of thing, but you can see his game is. I think going to Ipswich is the right call for him. And I think that's going to help him. He's going to improve his game when he gets on, like obviously throughout the season. And I think obviously he's on name there, isn't he? So when he goes back to Man City, I think whatever team he does go to next season, I think they might give themselves a bit of a decent player there.
Well, I suppose if you look at it, Pep's not had to say that he's a fat bastard kind of thing in his manager. Actually, say he can play like he did with us. But and I suppose like everything else, he's actually been given, like you said, he's had the opportunity to do something at Ipswich. Whereas at West Ham, he was very limited in what he could do. And then, of course, as Happy Hammer mentioned earlier on, he was moist in certain respects. I think we all was at certain times. And because of that, we saw hardly anything of him. But he didn't exactly prove himself at the same point to get into the team, did he, really, when you think about it?
No. I mean, he wasn't coming above, obviously, there you got that Rosen, he couldn't get over the line with it. He couldn't compete with them. So that was a poor move, confidence for him going to West Ham, basically. But this one, I think we'll see a different player this season.
No, exactly. Evening Trip, hope you're well. Hey guys, and saying he's so late. Lawrence agreeing what you said earlier though, and he's saying good shout. And I wanted 4 points between Brentford and Ipswich. We cannot lose 4 straight home matches to start the season. Yeah, exactly. Agree on that. I'm 100% there, Lawrence. Good. Yeah, I know what you meant. Trip saying Aston Villa 2. Oops, wrong. They're saying hello to each other. Daz, yes, because we're going to say that anyway. Because for the score predictors, put them into the comments or the community page, etc., and we can, I'll get them worded on ready for next week. So, of course, evening to yourself as well, Daz. Hope all's well. This is Joshy J saying Aston Villa 2, Man United 1. Erin Ted Hag sacked.
I reckon we should keep him in. Seriously, I reckon he's better than
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at, we said that about your manager, and he seems to have paid off all right. Tripp saying Lee Gunner told me lateness is greatness is all his fault.
True.
Yeah, of course you should do, Michael. Getting 100 subscribers. Hard work paid off. So you should do that.
Well, you don't have to go through like doing specials per se, but acknowledge it as milestones and achievements.
Party popper. Party popper's a little kind of a little party hat.
Perfect. Lee Gunner is my favourite YouTuber. Well, that must put you up in the shit category, Tom. I'm sorry, but if somebody comes out and says that, we would know. What about Fuzz? It's Fuzz. Fuzz, you're a better Lee Gunner, aren't you?
Yeah, he's my favourite YouTuber as well.
Yeah.
There's a question that Joanne put. I'm going to come to that shortly. I'm just going to go through the Richard saying, "Do you think my brother looks like a young Prince Charles when he's had a shave?"
You can get fucked, Rich, because you knew. A matter of fact, I cannot stand that guy. I hate that guy with a passion. I know he's our king, but I cannot stand him.
Yeah, but can you just kind of recreate the old bit with the pen and tell people what the fuck's going on with this thing? Can you recreate that bit when he went to sign that bit of paper?
Oh, the video. Oh, you want to make that, or you want to make the video that I know?
No, not that one.
The video that I know is when he gets that bit of paper and he gets his pen and he turns around and goes, "God, I got to sign off this fucking policy." Jesus Christ. And then that was the video I had sent to me. So I did that video instead.
That's probably the true one, actually, I'd say. Pepsi said, "I'll send you my predictions at 6:30 on Sunday." Spot on. Michael Chelsea, Aston Villa 1, Man United 2, Ten Hag to stay for life. There you go. He wants him. Colin saying, "Gentlemen, I would not be surprised if Calvin Phillips was to go and score against us. Hopefully he gets a red card." Yeah, you could just see it coming a mile off, isn't it? No, thank you. There you go. See, easy. So John's put a question in here for you. Sorry, Fuzz, with this one. What managers do you think will be sacked this season, and who do you want to see sacked?
I think Ten Hag definitely would be sacked. It's untenable.
Yeah.
I think your manager will get sacked, Lopetegui, but I don't think it'll be until sort of after the halfway point. And then Sean Dyche, I think, will probably get sacked as well. Even if they don't sack him now, if it gets tail end of the season, Everton have not changed their position, I think they'll get twitchy feet and pull the trigger. I don't think Ipswich would want to go sack McKenna. I think they'll want to keep a hold of him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who's manager? Is it O'Neill?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put him in the category as well, Fuzzy. But I mean, to be honest with you, I thought he was treated like crap at Bournemouth. I really did. But obviously they're not performing at the minute, Wolves, are they? So
yeah, I think them. Maybe what's his face at Leicester, former.
Cooper.
Cooper. I mean, surprise, he's not at Nottingham Forest anymore. Else he's now at Leicester. Forgot he was sacked. So maybe he could be sacked. I don't know what Leicester are, or how Leicester hierarchy will be feeling about the Premier League season. Whether they'll want to sacrifice a manager in the bid to stay in the league. That's if they are down the end of the table. And interesting, maybe Oliver Glasner. He started the league quite badly.
Yes,
Surprise candidate. everyone rated him to, be the dark horse and finish around European positions, but it looks like it's going the other way.
Yeah, Sharky saying, good evening, Sharky. Man United and Ten Hag should never be separated. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins said it off. Yeah. I mean, 13th place, nowhere near sustainable for Man United standards. This is true.
Take away the 3 in that number, and that's where we should be. Once.
I think when you look at the fact of with Ten Hag, I mean, was he the right choice to come to Man United in the first place? It looked like on paper, it was obvious. But when you start seeing him buying players from the Dutch league, and a lot of them are kind of happy in that kind of style of football, you bring him into the Premier League, and you could see the cracks start to appear from that point onwards. And then you watch these kind of methods. Then you kind of listen to what he was saying, and it was a case of like, this bloke's on Claire Cuckoo Land. And does he really grasp the I suppose the word complexity of Man United and the standards that were set? Because at this point onwards, and that there's no way he would have lasted.
Well, I think it may be fair to say that he was doomed from the start. Probably it's yet another case of a manager that thinks they'll come into the job and do something, but then they really don't grasp the landscape of the club and how the second you start, it's like the what is it, the tumbling competition where everyone just goes flying down a hill, broken bones and everything. It's basically being Manchester United manager is just that competition, but they just lost for several years, and you get sacked, somebody else takes the reins, you have to wait a certain period, and then everyone comes out slagging the club. It's like, no. I mean, maybe barring Ollie, no manager post Fergie has come out and said nice things about the club. Not one. All of them have said no. Place is shit. Poison chalice. Terrible job. No support. No help. Structures crap. Everything. And it's not like these managers have only managed at Manchester United. They've seen other clubs. Some of them are the top clubs as well. So they've got comparisons as to how proper clubs are run versus how Man United was run. So,
yeah,
it's sort of you wonder, and with the alternative side of the coin, with the appointments of Ten Hag, the alternative at the time was Maurizio Pochettino. There was no third guy. It was just between Ten Hag and Pochettino. Would we be any better off if we had Pochettino in charge? Or would Pochettino have ended up getting popped into the same position as Ten Hag's in now?
That's an interesting point, I must admit, because when you look at that with Pochettino, I think you would have had more of a chance of something going on there, because at least he understands the league. That's the difference.
Well, I mean, yeah, but look at Chelsea. Goes to a club at that time in disarray. He sort of struggles there as well. So I mean, it wouldn't have been too much of a difference in terms of the sort of help you get as a manager if you're at Manchester United. I mean, I was making comparisons between Man United and Chelsea, where everything's just up in the air. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody really gets it. Nobody really understands it. It's only now where you sort of see the dust starting to settle a little bit. Things make more sense, but I think the reputation for Ten Hag right now is way too far gone. It's it's time to sever ties and try again with a different project. But with Pochettino, I don't see us winning the trophies we've won with him at the club. I think his priorities would have been more towards league, so maybe more Champions League qualifications, better league performance, but outside of that, trophy's the aim of the game. We won 2 trophies in 2 years and still want the manager sacked. So that's kind of where we are right now. And big ups for Villa.
He woke up, he's seen the light touch. He thought, sod this. I'm not going to manage a team that's got a leaky fucking roof. Games can be abandoned. It's going to affect our league performances. Did he go over to America and manage USA? Poch?
Yeah, he's doing that now, isn't he?
Yeah. So, obviously he woke up, he saw the light, he thought, nah, I can't, there's another bloody disaster. I think the team, to be honest with you, Fuzzy, I'm not too sure. I've looked at you play, especially in that Tottenham game. And the question I'm going to ask you is, do you actually think your players respect your manager? Because I felt they didn't really want to play under him.
No. They don't respect him. It's like what I said about the Benny McCarthy, the alleged Benny McCarthy comments. How from somebody from the inside saying that there are players there that don't want to try, that don't fancy trying. That's a complete catastrophe if there's any truth to that. If there's players at Manchester United that you'd think players would want to die to play for that shirt, to put on that shirt, and there's people there overpaid who deliberately don't put in effort. They're just like, oh, well, if we win, yay! If we don't, oh well, who cares? It's like it's such a sickly thing to acknowledge, and I beg that Benny McCarthy is saying to the hierarchy of Man United who those players are. I beg that someone somewhere, a little mole, shares some names with us, because we've heard same murmurings from ex-employees at this club for years and years and years. And there's players that are not trying. Bloody Mourinho came out not too long ago and said, when I was sacked, I wanted certain players to be gotten rid of. By the way, those same players I wanted rid of, they're still there.
Uh-huh.
And this was back when Ollie got the sack, or, well, Ten Hag was in the job, I think. Like his first season, I think it had to be his first season. It's like, well, there's just a big, representation of backwards nature of Manchester United. Yeah, players that shouldn't be there, the board's kept them there. They've overstayed their welcome. Well, unfortunately, that's yet another person that perhaps Mourinho yet again would back up the statement he said, or reimburse it and say, yeah, there's still players there that I wanted rid of, and that's probably
True.
the case. So
True.
I just beg that we get names. I want those players named and shamed to their fan base.
Well, there's the other one to it, Fuzz, because Colin's asking you if Ten Hag gets a sack, who'd you like to replace him?
Who would I like to replace him? Well, someone who's great with egos. I mean, maybe Zinedine Zidane. Somebody, I know he's probably not the most tactically gifted manager, but it's definitely not a sort of guy that you probably would go into a dressing room and say, yeah, I'm just going to put in a 2 out of 10 performance today, guys. I think it'll be hilarious. And then Zidane goes and picks you up by the scruff of your collar and chucks you out the gates of Old Trafford, or kicks you into the stands. Yeah, go sit with the fans and tell them why you're sat there and not on the pitch for the second half, or something stupid like that. I mean, somebody that's actually got a presence about them, that the board will literally arm him to the back teeth and say, you hold the power. You are the top dog in this power structure. We're your support network. Players hold no leverage over you. Not a little bit, not slight leverage, none. If a player disrespects you, I want you to cuss them out to us. I want you to cuss them out in front of everybody. Name and shame them like that. And that's one thing Manchester United doesn't really have. Players do not have shame. They don't have shame. So why would they ever care about trying or starting to give a toss if nobody really cares? Nobody really cares. I mean, managers they try and protect each other. Bloody, what's it, Bruno, after that game with his comments, instead of saying, yeah, no, we were absolutely complete wank and abysmal, and myself included, absolutely horrendous, one of the worst performances I've ever played in football. Instead of saying that, he says, well, I just said to the boys, it was just a tough day, guys. It was just a tough day. I thought mentally we were there. We did give it a go. Bullshit. You didn't give it a go, you lying rat. You liar. You petulant little liar. It's as simple as that. You know, these people have no shame. Find shame. And if you really want to go the extra mile, find shame and request immediate termination from the club. You bunch of rat bastards. As simple as that. Let's not waste another second.
Well, welcome to our club, Fuzzy, because when Wenger left and all this and that, and Emery left and Mikel Arteta come in, I mean, after listening to you two, I think to myself, well, my team ain't that bloody bad, even though I'm not Mikel Arteta's biggest fan. But I mean, I don't know. I suppose there is a bit of
light at the end of the tunnel.
I look at it. Yeah, I look at it. It's going to be a very interesting season this season too. But and more so, like obviously with us on this show, it's going to be more so from both your teams than obviously than mine. But it's just the way that the thing is. I don't think it's I touched on it about with Ten Hag with the players, with your teams, other teams too. I just don't think, in all fairness, does he know his first 11? Because that team keeps changing. 1 minute Somerville's in, next minute he's out, somebody else is in. I don't think he knows his first 11.
I don't think he does, because I know when he took Somerville off, apparently the fans booed like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Let me just go on. I mean, Lawrence has put here 39 subscribers to 500. Come on, man, let's make it happen. Appreciate that, Lawrence. I've actually lost some subs over the last couple of weeks. I've noticed that as well. Maybe obviously we've not been on as much. But you know how YouTube works. It's weird in wonderful ways.
Mm.
I think at the 500, we'll explain how he has two teams in their FPL.
Lawrence is a secret.
Duran putting Villanelle at 1 up again. Great result for Villa. They hold on. Yeah,
Emery masterclass classic in Europe again.
It just seems weird how what Lopetegui's got in his head at the moment.
Yeah.
With Poch had control at Man United. The problem is, Michael, is at the time when Ten Hag took charge, with Poch in the same time frame, Pochettino wouldn't have been given control, because that's the same structure of old with Richard Arnold and John Murtough in charge. These two people who didn't have a clue about football, but they're also people that wanted the control. They never really gave it to the managers. They just said, well, you tell us what you want and we'll try and get it for you. In most cases, they never did. They never did get what a manager wanted. But it was always a manager's choice, but you only got plan D, plan E, plan F, plan G. Never your top one or two choice. It was always the very last resort. So, I mean, Pochettino would have absolutely been screwed over. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, the thing is, Fuzz, I mean, you mentioned this before, and Richard's kind of saying what you've kind of basically said beforehand. Rouge Van Nistelrooy till the end of the season.
It's probably the easiest thing without needing to go out spending money. So I think that's probably Ineos's grand master plan.
Yeah.
Save money. You got Rennie Heck there as well. First team managerial experience as well. Aiken players, the assistant manager, or they can intertwine. You could literally have 2 first team managers that coexist and work together, and both manage the club. I mean, it can happen, but depends how Ineos look at it.
Well, my Flossie's saying there, look, Ralph Ragnick called it. The club needs open heart surgery.
His words still reign true today.
I'm glad got to be Sir Gareth of Southgate.
It'll be Gareth Sackgate if he ever steps foot on Carrington.
Big up Adama. Ladies of the panel, good evening as well. That's what Ineos are supposed to be doing, my Flossie. Yeah. Colin saying, what about Diego Simeone? Like him at my great club, West Ham? It'd be a great shout to have someone like that.
He would turn you lot into bastards. Absolute bastards. It's not feeling very bastardy tonight, though, because he's getting absolutely pammed by Benfica 4-0.
Bloody hell. We're just saying, I'll be honest, I can see Porto doing United tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, we'll get slapped. Portuguese club, technically better. They'll play us off the park easily.
Wow, Simeone is the highest paid club manager. No wonder he's not leaving anywhere. Evening, Dave. Hope you're well. Hi, lads. Hope all you're well. Phil flying. Benfica 4. Flick O'Neill. Yeah, bloody hell. Yes, they like each other. I want to see what Rude can do, and if he's not good enough, have a few options ready by then. I think that's the best way, isn't it?
Yeah.
But is, do you want with Van Nistelrooy? He's some sort of legend at Man United, and if a legend steps in and doesn't do well, then do you know what I mean? It gives it another uproar, of fans, having a go at a legend at the club. I feel if you're a legend at the club, don't manage it. Yeah.
The thing about Rude though is it's like what Ollie would have been if not for Ed Woodward's stupidity.
Yes.
Ineos would say, you're the interim, but we've got a bigger plan at play here. We're not going to see you get one result that's impressive and then give you the job, because that's not footballing decisions. That's not footballing intellect. That's just being short-sighted and stupid. And that's exactly what happened with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That one night in Paris, Ed Woodward fell in love with this love story. It didn't work out. Everyone said, well, hold fire, wait until the end of the season, and then give him the job if he's still in a good position. Because after he gets the permanent job, that's when it all falls to pieces. So I think Ineos would look at that, and they've done the strategical review as well of Man United's ball structure. They would have looked at that case in point, that example. If we do end up needing to sack this manager or get an interim, one thing we cannot afford to do is make the long-term commitment too soon. You can't afford to do that, especially if you're a club that's needing to save as much money as possible. In Man United's case, you can't afford to play around big money with managerial contracts. You need to work as cheap and as short term as possible if you can. And having an interim manager recruited from within is probably the best financial case scenario, but also the most secure one.
Interesting. Trip saying, I'm just glad Hull City have started getting some points on the board with some respectable wins. About time. Good to see that as well. Trosh, evening. Don't tell me Duran scored again. He did indeed, mate, as they've said there. Yeah, he has scored.
I've just popped him in my fantasy Premier League team as well, by the way. I put him and Haaland in. I've made some changes.
You put who in?
I put Duran and
Right.
Haaland in. I put Onana in as well into my midfield.
Oh, you
Too. Some of my.
bastard. Not only does he still he copies me on the fact he steals my predictions every week on the show, so I got to change my predictions as well. I'm gonna have to change my bloody team now. I put him in this week, Duran.
Company in the mud.
Hmm.
Duran scored as a sub again, missed out on a gem. Absolutely, James, 100%. Just paid that extra couple of hundred, was it 4 million extra we should have paid? Get the player over the line. Full-time Bristol City nil, Sheffield Wednesday nil. Not a bad point against Sheffield Wednesday on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's a bit boring thing. I was watching bits of the game obviously on here and it's just
George, I need reading comprehension. You're fine, mate. Skin Flint Sullivan won't pay extra couple of million to bag him, James. Damn shame, absolutely.
Now is the case that next summer or next transfer window, how many other clubs are going to be in for him?
Absolutely. And you
West
imagine
Ham will be, yeah.
What the fee will be. I mean, Mark was asking, is it 17 million if Ten Hag gets sacked? Really?
It might be. Might be because I think it's 2 years left on his contract. So it's about 2 years left. So I think the payout is roughly about that. I think he is about, so what was it, about 10 million a year.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's about right.
That's about a bit of a payout, isn't it? Exponential saying he had Haaland and Duran as captain as captain and vice captain most of the season so far. So you're not doing too bad on the points there then. Full-time Villa win. You mean Andre and HotFuzz?
No, Matt, I need to get points. Get the Ananas right, and you'll collect some extra points.
This is the thing about this trip's put there. Duran is scoring stunners after stunners. He ain't kind of doing any kind of tapping in the back of the net, is he? I mean, he is sending some special ones in.
yeah. I mean, for a 20-year-old, amazing. He's doing fantastic. I think he's broke in now to the Colombian national team as well, hasn't he? So
Real Madrid lost as well.
I mean, Joshie J's not far from you as well, ain't he? Look, Bristol City doing good too this season. I'm a bit of a fan. I live close to there.
yeah, we're not. No. I think whole City's now on 12 points. Bristol City's on 10 points. I think City's 13th in the league at the minute.
I'm trying to say, look, George Murphy got no time for Bristol. So he didn't get any game time by the looks of it.
No.
Colin's saying there, Tony fuzzing at me. He does not know what he's doing. Tony is not helping having a stable, settles on a formation, changing game by game and players and not playing them in right positions. Anthony just said this, Colin. I mean, it just seems a bit strange. You know, it's not like we haven't got a settled squad already. Why are we making so many changes? As Anthony said, it just doesn't make sense.
No.
If you haven't got consistency in that, I mean, it doesn't matter what manager you are. If you're picking inconsistent sides all the time, then, as you said, Anthony, what's he trying to do? Is he just trying to find the best formation? But not being funny, you've had pre-season to do that.
Yeah, his players. But you remember last season when Poch was in charge of Chelsea, and season before that, and Chelsea started off really rubbish. And it was all because of everybody was calling it. Does Poch really know his first 11? It's exactly the same thing with your manager saying. I think the best thing to do is for him to pick a formation, pick a team, and stick with it. Even if you lose 1-0, just stick with it because those players are going to adapt later on to a style of play. For you to actually do something like that and maybe get a couple of wins and and a couple of points here and there, you need to do something. But you need to do it fast because this is going to have a knock-on effect on every game. And it ain't going to look good for West Ham, honestly.
No. I mean, I'm just going to what Exponential put here about like during the preset, during the transfer window. The whole Duran thing is on us for playing games with a deal. It's true. Villa were playing games too, of course, but they held the player and the cards. Because if you look at it, 1 minute it was a case of, I think we was going to give him, was it Lewis Orford plus money, 40 million. And then we kind of thought we played devil's advocate. Villa kept stuck to their guns. Then you had obviously Duran get fined because obviously he did the hammer sign on a social media account, and then of course before you know it, he stayed at Villa, and then of course the opening game he then scores against us, kind of thing, So yeah, definitely backfired. Full-time Villa won by Munich nil. Hammersmith Arsenal over previous meetings the last 10 years. And then we pops up and beats them in the first attempt. Great manager. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, as Pepsi's saying there. George saying Bonner played, but Watford went down 3-0. Oh, that's good to see. He's good. We know it's a good evening, Master. Freddie Potts started for Portsmouth and a 6-1 loss. But at least he played the full match, though. Yeah, Freddie Potts. He'd be all right. Uno as a master tactician and a vampire. Big up Anfield, Uncle Rods. How you doing, guys? Yeah, not too bad, Uncle. Hope you are as well, mate. Good seeing you. And he's saying good evening to everyone as well. Right, guys, I think if the people in the chat, like I said, if you can send your score predictions in either onto the community channel or on X or on Insta, we can get them added on that. But we're going to be wrapping up shortly anyway. So I'd say at this point there, Fuzzy, if you'd like to shout your channel out and what you actually do. Well, got to come up, so I say.
What do I actually do in your channel?
I don't know. What do I actually do? I don't know.
Do absolutely nothing. But yeah, find me on HotFuzz44 OG. Probably do a quick video, a quick release pause tomorrow morning for the Porto game that evening. Followed then by the match reaction.
Jason, yeah, remember
that same evening. I think. Actually, I don't know. I think it might be Rods's fan fiestas on tomorrow night. I think maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. But at some point in the near future, and then of course invitation from TJ Warren to joining the American Idiots on the Friday. So you
have you got the other coming with you as well? I mean, Anthony.
What's that?
Hey.
What was that? What about TJ Warren?
No, he said about American Idiots. I said you got the other idiot coming with you.
Yeah. I did get a message from him today. If he can come on the show, I don't know if it's 9-10 o'clock UK time.
Something like that. Yeah. That's where I'll be. And yeah, I think depends on when we play. I think it's Sunday we play against Villa. So yeah, probably a match preview again then for Aston Villa on the Saturday. And yeah, plenty of things going on.
And Anthony, what about yourself?
Yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to be on.
Thanks, Colin.
On Football Dad's Army, so I'll be on there. It'll be me, him, and McManus on the Thursday night show. Obviously, if all goes to plan, obviously, if we're going to be doing the Sunday night takeaway, as you mentioned about the American Idiot show on Friday, so we're going to be on there. I was actually on the show beforehand with Jez Collins, Arsenal Street More. That was a good show. If you haven't watched it, you call us WhatsApp and feedback. And also, I'll be on this during next week as well, on the good, bad, and the ugly. And that's pretty much it. So I just want to say, hope we get better soon.
That's right.
Obviously come back and all that sort of thing. And no more dodgy stuff, because when this was what thing was like when the camera was like, that's the
that's me put my makeup on. Don't look bad, does it?
I was actually
Don't
going
look
to
bad
say
at
what
all.
we was going to say backstage, but I thought, wow, that's fair enough.
But people in the chat, thanks very much for being with us and that, and we appreciate all your comments as always. And get that score prediction in. Hopefully for the 3 clubs, it'll be a good weekend for us result-wise. We need it, that's for sure. And and then that way we can look at the Sunday night takeaway and go from there. And I think that'd be quite an interesting conversation.
And then the weekend after that, saying we've got the dreaded international football, haven't we?
Oh no! Another one.
Yeah,
one,
not next weekend. It's not this weekend. Next weekend is international.
Brilliant. Big up, gents, and big up to yourself. Have a good holiday yourself, mate. Hope it all goes well as well. Just remember, you can buy a Veep for men. Apparently, that hair removal cream. You'll be all right, mate. Going by what Anthony says. Great chat as always. Thanks, Trip, and thanks for coming in as always. Appreciate it always. And we're just putting his scores in. We'll get that at the end. Thank you very much, matey. And other than that, we are basically going to be saying goodbye and get out and enjoy the weekend. And we'll see you soon. Take care for now.
Bye.